Good afternoon, everybody. Ori Spado here, as promised, with another episode of Stories with Ori. Folks, if you like my content, please subscribe, give me a like, and comment. I feel to keep asking you to do that there, so I would appreciate it if you did. Now, yesterday, I did a show about the war on drugs. I've had a lot of experience with drug people, druggies. One was my girlfriend of 12 years. I thought I would be the hero that was going to fix her. Her main choice of drugs was codeine Fentanyl, pills. But she did cocaine, she did every other type of drug there was, and she drank a bottle of vodka a day in addition. Beautiful girl, blonde. I was going to be the hero. Guess what happened, folks? She was a very smart girl. She was the head of her class when she graduated. Very beautiful girl, very intelligent. But she was a druggie. And it began with the addiction to the pills with her. Way before I met her. She was in recovery home before I met her that her parents put in. And she came from one of the wealthiest families in Los Angeles. But what happened, folks, after 17 recovery homes, that I can count, most of which I paid for myself, I did not help her at all. Because a druggie's going to get drugs. This girl was so sharp. She would go see a doctor, and he'd give her a prescription. She'd complain about pain. Pain. That's what they complain about. Okay? And when he gave her a prescription, she would steal the prescription pad. So she was writing her own prescriptions. She knew how to call into a pharmacy. Like she was from the doctor's office. She used her sister's name. She used every name she could think of. Her sister's name, her mother's name, my name. She just make up names. She actually went to jail several times because she got caught forging them. They give her a day in jail and this and that. It was no big deal. Okay? She actually did spend a few weeks in a prison, Civil Brand in Los Angeles. And guess who built it? Her father built that prison. So I thought that was kind of funny. But folks, a druggie will do anything. They'll lie to you. When their mouths are open, they're lying. In addition to all the help that I was doing with her, every time I tried to get rid of her, I couldn't. I just couldn't throw her out. I couldn't do that. I thought I could help her, but I couldn't. You know what she would do when I get to throw her out? One time she called the organized crime, the gangster squad in Los Angeles, saying she had information on me, and she would get money from them. That's what she would do, get money from them. She did it with them. When she was in Palm Springs, she called the FBI. They went running down there. They thought they were going to get information about me. Now, I was dumb enough to be with her, but I wasn't dumb enough to tell her what I was doing, okay? I just never did that with any woman that I had been with, okay? But that's that. I could go on and be here for an hour, so I might as well. One time, I had her in a recovery home down on Pico Boulevard in Santa Monica. She was a beautiful girl, like I said. And you know what? The guys in there, and guys who have been there for a while, they have a job, they could drive here, drive there. They were going out getting her pills while she's in a recovery home because they wanted to get in her pants. Okay? I had to go in there with a baseball bat twice. Okay? Twice. You have no idea what I went through. And what I gave her everything in the world. But it don't make a difference if they're addicted. Eventually what happened to her, well, let's go. Now enter Johnny Franzese. Johnny Franzese entered my life. I knew him since he was a kid. But Michael moved him out here because Michael was going to try to help him out and this and that. Michael had a nice apartment for him in Brentwood. And Johnny started calling me, coming over, this and that. I remember taking him to lunch one day with a few of my friends. And by the time I got home, my phone was ringing. My friends are calling me, oh, your buddy stopped by. He said he needed $40. Would you believe he went to all my friends, $40 here, $40 was his magic number. And he would go down to MacArthur Park and he'd make his score. I didn't know what kind of drugs he was doing. And one time, I can remember, I'll never forget it. I had a 2-bedroom and a den, and I was on the couch in the den, but I could see into my living room. Okay, I fell asleep. I wake up. My girlfriend and Johnny were with a drug dealer selling my television. Selling my television. I got up. I put my foot. I had a glass coffee table. I just put my leg down. I smashed that there. I threw them out. But those are the kind of things I went through. Another thing Johnny did, he used to call taxi cabs. And they'd pick them up in Brentwood, a nice area. They would pick them up and he'd have them taken to MacArthur Park. And then he'd get down there he'd go, oh damn, I left my wallet at home. Could I borrow $40 from you? All right? And I'll give you the $40 plus another 100 when we get home. Yeah. And the cab drivers give him the $40. They figured they picked him up at Brentwood. Johnny run in the park. He'd make his score, get in the taxi. All right? Cab driver drive him back home. Johnny go, I'll be right back out. Let me go get your money. And Johnny run in and never opened that goddamn door and never paid. One time, I had 7 taxi cab drivers in my living room. This is when Tina, his mother, called me. Had Sonny on the phone. Of course, Sonny said, Ori, make a deal with them, okay, and this and that, and I'll take care of you. Sonny was in Virginia in prison at the time. All right? I'll make it up to you. I'll pay you when I get out. I never got a nickel from Sonny, not a fucking nickel, okay? I bailed Johnny out. Tina and Johnny, Sonny and Tina would call me, okay? They would call me, Johnny be in prison, downtown Los Angeles, ask me to bail them out. Oh, we'll send you the money. They never send no money, folks. Okay? I could tell you more things about Sonny Franzese than his kid Michael ever could tell you. Okay? Because I knew Sonny in a much different way. And I never sold Johnny Franzese drugs. Let me go on fucking record with that again. So, anyways, those are some of the stories that can go on and on with these druggies. My girlfriend, I finally got rid of her. I threw her out. I put her in cyanide thalliums. For 72 hours they kept her. I loaded my car up with all her clothes and everything. I got her a sober living place down in Palm Springs. I drove her down when I picked her up from Philly. Drove her down there because her mother lived there. Put her in the sober living home. I brought her to the grocery store. I filled it up with groceries. Got my car, drive back to Los Angeles. Would you believe she took all those by the time I got back to Los Angeles, it was only an hour and a half, 2 hour drive at the most. She went to the grocery store with all those groceries and got the money for them and bought drugs and booze. She eventually died. Her mother called me. I'll never forget. It was like a ritual. She had a bottle of Vicodin, a bottle of vodka, a bottle of Vicodin, a bottle of vodka all around her body. Johnny Franzese, that's another story. I eventually had to stop with Johnny. Now, Michael didn't want me to know where he lived, although I knew where Michael lived, because his mother was giving me all the addresses. But I made out I didn't know. Okay? And I did the same thing with Johnny, made him go to Thalians. But Johnny didn't stay for 72 hours. He stayed a few hours. I get a knock at my door at 4 a.m. in the morning. It's him. Uncle Ori, could I come in your home? I said, no, Johnny. Stay there. I'm going to get you a hotel driving to Santa Monica. So I get dressed. I put him in my car. We drive to Santa Monica. Every hotel I went to was booked, had no rooms. So now we were at the coffee bean, having coffee at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I told Johnny, he's not allowed in my home no more. And I said, I'm going to drive you to your brother's. Of course, I was always, because his brother didn't want, Michael didn't want, I don't know, you could ask Michael, I don't know why. He didn't want me to know, or anybody know where he lived. But anyhow, I drove him. And I drop him off a few blocks before. And I drop Johnny off on a corner. And then I did not hear from him for 1 year. You know what happened on that corner? In that corner, Johnny heard voices coming out of a building. And he went in that building, and it was Coke Anonymous or CAA meeting, something like that. And finally, John got sober. He called me a year later. He said, Uncle Ori, I'm been sober for a year. I'm getting the button they get, whatever you get, the coin or something for your first year. All right? And I'm giving a speech. Would you, and please have love for my cousin Anthony to come, because my son is cousin. I said, certainly, John. And we went there, and I got to tell you, Johnny gave an awesome, amazing speech. He wasn't a stupid kid, Johnny. Okay? Not by far. And he got sober. He did. And then he worked in rehab homes. And I go on and tell you story after story. All right? But even as a sober guy, he ended up becoming a rat against his father, me, and other people. I wish I could still never understand. But one thing that came out in my case in court, Johnny was not only a rat there, but Johnny was an informant for the sheriff's department here in Los Angeles. And he tried to say, because they brought it up, I gotta remember, I went away for a 924C gun charge, and they tried to say that I sold Johnny a gun, all right, and the sheriff's department had the gun, guess what? Sheriff's Department couldn't find anything. But anyways, that's it there. That's a little bit about druggies I wanted to tell you about. Thank you.